We're here to share the morning with you.
World Vision Australia is well known for their work helping children, families and communities to overcome poverty and injustice around the world. You may have heard of World Vision's child sponsorship work. And this morning I'm joined by Eden Riley, who you may know from her award-winning blog, Edenland. Welcome to the Morning Show, Eden.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so you're a mum, you're a blogger, but you're also a World Vision ambassador. Tell us a little bit about your role with World Vision.
I've been sponsoring children with World Vision for 13 years now, and it's a privilege to do that. And it has been a huge privilege to go over to different countries and see the work that they do and with my own eyes, how they impact communities.
And speaking of which, you got to go with World Vision to India in 2012. Tell us a bit about that experience.
It was mind-blowing. I'd never been there before. We got taken straight to an urban slum, which is basically a huge garbage pile, and we were kind of walking. I just remember the sponginess beneath my feet and walking there and looking people in the eyes, and they're not used to that, you know, because they're kind of outcasts in their society. And so they put on a little show for us, and we got to see the work that World Vision are doing in there, and they were the neediest, you know, in Delhi at that moment. And the sanitation, education they were doing, the vocational training, seeing the money get spent on people and things that really need it was just amazing.
And great to see, as you say, that money going to such a worthwhile cause. Now, you've actually decided to sponsor a girl in India called Rashni. Why did you sponsor her? Rashni
is beautiful, and she was born 2 days before my son Rocco. I purposely picked her to be the same age so that and tell him about her. I met her. I got taken to her village and I got taken into her tiny little cramped house, and I was so welcomed and given food, and she was just so gorgeous. And when you sponsor a child with World Vision, you're not only helping the child, you're helping the whole community, and they were so grateful. And I was just overwhelmed by their gratitude, because they're not just thanking me, they're thanking all of the sponsors around Australia who are so generous.
And you mentioned a really important point there that, you know, obviously your son and Rashni, very similar ages. And I think it's really important for our children and the Australian communities to really see how tough they're doing it and the difference that we can make with such a small amount of money.
Absolutely. I mean, I try and educate my sons and tell them, you know, Rashni's up to doing this, my other sponsored children are up to doing this, and this is where you guys are at. You guys are so lucky to live in Australia. And, you know, look what they write letters, and we've got her photo up on the fridge, and kind of incorporate her in the family. And I think that if you can help, then you kind of have a duty to help.
Yeah. And you've obviously found sponsorship so rewarding. But what would you say to other Australian families who perhaps are looking at sponsoring? What would you say to them?
The thing I get questioned most about it is, does the money actually go there? And the answer is yes, it does. I mean, it is such a fulfilling, rewarding thing to see with my own eyeballs the good work that they've done. But so many people sponsor and never meet their sponsored children, and they're making a difference. And I think I just take my hat off to them, because they're sponsoring in faith that their money is going towards something good, and it really honestly is.
And I think the overwhelming thing for me is that it's such little amount of money to create such a big difference, not just in the child's life, but for the whole entire community as well.
Exactly.
Very, very important. Well, right now, there are other children and communities in need around the world, and you can make a difference. Sponsor a child by visiting the World Vision website, worldvision.com.au, or call them today on 13 32 40. Thank you so much for sharing your story, Eden.
Thank you for having me.
We're here to share the morning with you.